Hi guys, welcome back to the Sergio Garcia golf swing analysis. This is the second video in the series. We're going to talk about takeaway. We're going to talk about one move that can really make or break your lag. So if you do this correctly, it'll help you build lag in the downswing. If you do this incorrectly, it'll really hurt your lag. And then we're also going to talk about weight shift and how this can help your consistency and the cause and effect that this is going to have later on in the swing. So let's go ahead and get started. All right, so the first piece I want to go over here is going to be his takeaway in regards to width. Now, if you've listened to a lot of my videos before, we know that in the takeaway, we want to be creating this big, wide swing arc. We want this club to make a big, wide circle as it's going back. That way we can narrow that up as we're coming down. And that's exactly what you're going to see Sergio doing here. So as we watch his takeaway, look how wide that arc is. Look how his club is parallel to the ground, almost at the middle of his pocket, here on the side of his pants. That's what we want to be aiming for. So when that club's parallel to the ground, we want it to be about pocket height. And then also, if you're looking at the right leg and then the butt end of the club, I want a good 6 or 8 inches between the butt end of the club and that right leg as your club is parallel to the ground. So that's exactly what we're seeing here. Now the reason for this is that anytime we go back wide in the takeaway, two good things are going to happen. Number one, we're going to get shoulder turn. So the only way I can bring this club back is to either pick it up with my arms, which would be narrow, or I can rotate my body and keep these arms nice and straight. So his arms are relaxed, but they're straight. Great big shoulder turn. That's going to be crucial, absolutely crucial for power in the golf swing. So that's the first step that you really need to pay attention to. The second piece of that is really, really important is as he's coming down, if he goes wide, the natural tendency is to narrow it up. That's exactly what he's done here. So on the takeaway, the hands are about pocket height. This club head is really, really wide, big arc. And then as he's coming down, he's narrowed this up as the hands are pocket height. This club is really lagging behind. And then as he comes down, look at the difference in the downswing and the backswing as far as how wide or narrow the club is. So about a foot or a foot and a half wider on the backswing than in the downswing. So that's really good with lag. That's one of the most important pieces that I see people either get wrong or right in the takeaway. If I had to teach one thing about the takeaway, that's what it would be, is getting nice and wide. Now the second piece I want to talk about is weight shift. So if we draw a line kind of on the hip socket here, notice what he does as soon as he starts his backswing. See how that hip socket starts to go to the right just a little bit? So he's getting a little bit of weight shift. We don't want it to sway a lot, and as the hips start to rotate, you'll notice that the hip socket basically stays in the same place the entire time, even though we've shifted our weight. So he's actually shifted his hips to the right this way, but he's also rotated his hips so that they're going behind his body. We'll go this way. And that gives the appearance that the hip is staying in the same spot if you're looking from face on. Really, the weight has shifted to the right and the hip is rotating back. So that's the second key. Make sure that as you start your backswing, the very first move you feel like you do as you start your backswing is to put some weight on your right inseam. That's the inside of your right foot. And a crucial piece of this is even though I'm shifting my weight to the right, I don't want that hip to actually slide. So that means we're doing too much. You'll notice as we get to the end of his takeaway here, if I pause at the end of the takeaway and I put a line vertically down from the inside or from his right hip socket, you notice that that's still inside the inseam of his right foot. So that's good. So focus on those two pieces. You're going to build a very, very consistent takeaway. Now, one thing I want to talk about that's not quite textbook perfect with his swing is that right knee and the way that the right leg loads in the backswing, and more particularly completing the takeaway. So if I look at, here's his right hip line. Ideally, as you swing to the top, I'd like for that right edge of the leg to stay on that line. You'll notice what Sergio tends to do is he kind of breaks through that line and he actually lets his knee rotate outward as he completes his backswing. Now, this is not something that you ideally want to do because you're letting everything twist away from the target a lot. And the first thing you have to do, if you do this, as we mentioned before, PGA Tour golfers aren't perfect, but they have the correct compensation. So anytime they get off track, they know how to get right back on, whether it's through something they've consciously worked on or just through trial and error throughout the years playing. So here the right knee is pointing way over here. Watch his first move as he's starting down. He's already got that right knee back into place. So that right knee goes right back to where it's in front of him again. So he's very aggressive with that right leg. He's out of position here, and he gets it right back into position as he starts down. So my last recommendation, a third recommendation for this video would be, as you're completing your backswing, and especially in your takeaway, feel like you keep that right knee pointing right down where it was at address throughout the entire backswing. That way you don't have to make any compensations. You don't really have to fire that right leg really, really hard to get back into position. You'll already be in position. There we go, and we can see that he gets right back into it. So work on those, and I have a great bonus for you guys that's going to be coming up in just 1 second. What I'm going to do for you is I'm going to attach the right knee laser beam drill. That's going to talk about how to keep this right knee in front of you so that you can stay nice and consistent. That's really going to help you to get your body in a good position and help you with your takeaway and to build a consistent golf swing all the way through. So I'm going to play a short preview of that. If you want to watch that entire video, click the link that pops up in the bottom right hand side of your screen. That'll take you to where you can sign up for your free membership, watch that entire video. Plus you get all kinds of cool bonus stuff with it. You have access to over 4 hours of free instruction and a lot of other stuff that goes over just really the entire swing. So some pretty neat stuff in there. Also, if you like this video, be sure to click the like button. That always helps me out. I really appreciate that. If you can +1 this on Google, that always helps. And if you have any questions at all on anything pertaining to golf, try to post your comments below, and I try to answer every single one of those. So I look forward to talking to you guys in the future. I really appreciate you Rotary Swing golfers out there, and I'll see you guys soon with the next Sergio Garcia analysis video. All right, so you've been getting long in your backswing. You've known this for a long time. Everybody tells you you need to shorten your swing. You're going way too far back. But here's the problem. Every time you shorten your swing, you lose about 30 yards. So obviously something's going on. You don't just want to shorten your golf swing. If you have a long swing, and now all of a sudden you shorten your swing to the correct position, but you do nothing else different, you just shorten it with your arms, you're going to lose tons of yards. The reason for this is because we have to correctly load our body. If we don't correctly load our body, swinging shorter will do us no good. I actually recommend that you swing longer if you don't correctly load your body. Now in this video, I'm going to give you one great tip that's going to help you to perfectly load your body every time and help you to shorten your swing and still get that great distance. So I know you've seen those guys out there like JB Holmes who swing very short in their backswing, but they're still hitting at 320 yards every time. Well, if you want to do that, I'm going to show you a great drill, a great tip that you can use to get you well on your way.